There are many fascinating places in the world where no human has ever set foot. But how can we learn about them if no one has been there? Today, I'll tell you about one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth and the most isolated settlement in the world. This romantic commune at the edge of the world is a small town located somewhere in the ocean between South America and Africa. Officially, it falls under the jurisdiction of the British government. Tourists are rare here, and officials visit only a few times a year. Despite this, the quiet and measured life of the colony continues uninterrupted. The town is poetically named Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. It is located on one of the islands of the Tristan da Cunha archipelago, which is the visible peak of an active volcano. The island itself shares the same name as the archipelago. With an area of only 98 kilometers, much of it is occupied by the steep slopes of the volcano. In 1961, a volcanic eruption forced the residents to evacuate, destroying the port and infrastructure. However, within 2 years, most of them returned, and the settlement was restored. Today, the population consists of descendants of the original settlers who arrived in the 19th century. According to BBC reports, the archipelago was originally mapped by the British to prevent Napoleon from escaping from St. Helena, located over 2,000 kilometers away. Although this plan seems far-fetched, the British may have considered the island a potential stopover for the French. On the main square of Edinburgh of the Seven Seas, there is a famous signpost showing distances to various cities, such as London, Oslo, Cape Town, and Rio de Janeiro. To give you an idea, the nearest populated location, Rio de Janeiro, is 3,360 kilometers away, while Cape Town is 2,400 kilometers away. The island's port cannot accommodate large ships, and goods and passengers are transported to the shore by small boats when the weather permits. Ships pass by approximately every 1 to 2 months, and during storms, they may skip the island altogether. The only hope for leaving the island is through rare visiting tourists who arrive by chartered vessels. Technology reaches the island with significant delays. Internet access became available only a few years ago, and fuel and energy resources are limited. To address this, locals are working on transitioning to renewable energy sources. Despite these challenges, the island is self-sufficient in food. The residents grow crops, fish, and process lobsters, which are sold to companies willing to pay premium prices for delicacies. The town has a population of only 270 people, and all the land is collectively owned. Residents belong to 9 main families and are all distantly related. Teachers and police officers are sent from the UK for 3-year assignments. While visitors are welcomed, settling on the island is difficult, as no land is granted to newcomers. The islanders speak English with a Northern English accent, reminiscent of the 19th century, preserving traces of the past. The climate is oceanic, with mild winters rarely dropping below 10 degrees and cool summers not exceeding 24 degrees Celsius. However, strong winds constantly blow across the island, forcing residents to build protective shelters for vehicles and hang laundry on wind-blocked walls. To combat the winds, locals plant New Zealand flax around the island. Although considered an invasive species, its tall, sturdy stalks, reaching human height, shield against the gales. This is Tristan da Cunha, a unique place named after the Duke of Edinburgh and known for its fascinating history and isolation. Also, don't miss our video about the mysterious city that has been burning non-stop for 58 years.